Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all the news that happened during the week and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so let's get started with the news. And the first bit of news is an interesting one, although, again, it depends on who you are, if you're really surprised about this or you're just more, it's about time. So the iPhone 13 does look like it is getting the fingerprint scanner in the display. This has been talked about for the last few years. I think a lot of people have been done with Face ID, but last year specifically was, of course, the worst year to have only Face ID. And the update with the watch, I think, is almost out, but still not yet, for you to use Face ID with your watch instead. So basically, if you're paired to the watch, you won't have to. By the way, that feature is available on Android. So basically, if I have this new feature that iOS is going to have with iOS, I want to say it's 13.4, I think it is, the one 13.45, I think it's the exact one. But basically, if I have my Android phone paired to my Galaxy Watch, it will automatically unlock if the Galaxy Watch is within range. You can also do that with things like your car. Basically, any Bluetooth connection, you can automatically do that. It's always a really great feature that I love to set up, and one that I definitely, again, I always do, because I basically only have my fingerprint locked because of things like banks and things like that, where I just want to use my fingerprint scanner instead of having to enter my password every time. So if I can always have my unlock off basically and just have my watch paired to it, or at home I don't need it on, or maybe at work I don't need it on, wherever you want, you can actually set a place and a area or a device that when you connect it to it, you will not have to use your lock screen. That was a big help for me this year, again, because I always wear a mask at work. I just turned it on off at work, so when I would get to my work location, I wouldn't have to unlock my display. It would already be unlocked. It was a really great feature, and one that, again, I think will definitely benefit when Apple gets it with the watch. But I think they should open that up more to be able to be a little bit more open, especially during this time. It really gets annoying. So yeah, but that being said, I think the fingerprint is long overdue. I think Face ID was a cool concept in a way, but it just didn't fulfill enough. Like, I know MKBHD always says like the angles are off. For me, yeah, it is. Like, I don't want to have to look at my phone or be at a specific way just to get it unlocked. I really need it to be all the way around. So I like the idea of a fingerprint scanner a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I want a bigger fingerprint scanner still, and one that still works better. The S21 is one of the best ones I've seen, but Oneplus is also really high up there. So I'm very curious to see which one Apple adopts and how good will it be, and will it be frustration free? Since they've had, what, 4 years behind everyone else to perfect it? We'll have to wait and see. All right, and now a lot of people are excited for these phones. These phones are going to be announced later this week, I believe on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, we will do a live event when Samsung does their unboxed event this week. And that is for the A52 and the A72. And we are getting some prices on these. So it looks like these will be the launch prices. The A52 will be at $365. The A52 5G will be at $495, and the A72 will be at $480. Now, here's the thing. This is with all the minimum storage and RAM, which all of the storages being 128 is a really good sign. I find that really good, and hopefully this is leaning Samsung towards the fact that S series next year needs to have more storage. It does still make me kind of cautious because I'm like, please tell me they're not getting rid of the micro SD on this. I think consumers in this price range, though, really expect the micro SD. So I don't think they'll get rid of it yet, but I feel that it's kind of preparing them for it, to be quite honest. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I do also like to point out that the A72 4G is actually cheaper than the A52 with 5G. And I'm very curious for your guys' response with that because, quite frankly, I would definitely take the A72 4G over the A52 5G. The 5G isn't really readily available yet, and I think it's just better off no matter what the Verizon ad is telling you. It's really not that good in terms of overall range right now. So I would personally definitely get the A72 4G over the A52 5G, especially what the rumors are, what we're hearing what the A72 is going to have. Let me know your thoughts on that. Would you prefer to get the better model that's not 5G, or would you get the 5G model that's a lower tier? Let me know in the comment section. And a lot of talk is going on about this A72. It basically is saying that it might be the new Galaxy A21 FE, or basically on par with whatever we're going to get later. So this one is supposed to have a 90 hertz display. It's also supposed to have IP7 water and dust resistance. It's also supposed to have Dolby Atmos, and it's supposed to have the longer zoom camera. Whether it will be 30 times, I don't know, because obviously that's digital. But if that does mean we're getting at least a 5 times optical zoom on there, that's really good. Like, that is something I would love to see, and we talked about it on last week's episode in the Woods edition, that we're expecting that the A72 might get that zoom camera. And I don't think it's going to get the 10 times optical. Obviously, that is in the most expensive phone that Samsung sells. But I could see it getting at least the 5 times optical zoom, possibly. And you really have to consider that is something that not even the S21 and the S21 Plus have. So it's very interesting to see that dynamic. I am hoping, though, again, as I said last week, that the S22 is going to have a better wide angle camera, and that will be something that we see next year. If the rumors are true on the Oneplus, that is one thing they're definitely aiming for, having the same sensors on the regular and the ultra wide. That's one thing you're seeing on the Oppo Find X2 or 3, I forget which one is out. Again, it's an international phone, so that's why I'm not covering it on this channel. And Oppo doesn't send me one, so I'm not willing to go out and buying it if it's not really going to be that impressive, basically, after the initial launch. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, I think the A72 for the price point of $480 definitely might be a fun to look into. I think I might buy it too for you guys, just because this seems like it would be a really, really good deal. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section. All right, and then we get Samsung explaining their software updates for the next 4 years. So they are going to have 4-year updates moving forward. Now, that can range from security patches and Android OS. So they do say at least 2 major Android OS updates. So it's not promising 3 or 4 of the 4 years coverage in that, but at least 2 to 3, and then security patches for the full 4 years. You're also going to be seeing it different times of years. So basically, with mid-range phones and with tablets, they're going to be getting it less times, basically like quarterly updates. To tablets might have semi-annual updates, so might get twice a year updates. Whereas the flagship phones, you can expect to get quicker updates every possibly 1 month to 2 months updates. And then again, as the older they get, and with mid-ranges, they're going to get quarterly, and then tablets are going to be basically bi-annual, so basically twice a year instead. So that, again, I'm okay with that. These are all the ones that are still getting the updates. So as far back as the J2s, the S8 Lights, the Note FEs, back in the A series, the A6, some Galaxy Tabs from 2017. All of those basically are the ones that are getting the last updates this year, basically. So always good to see, again, more updates, especially security patches. Again, I really don't care if I get the latest version of Android on a very old device. I'd rather not have it. But security patches are definitely something I would always want to get, and this is a commitment to doing that. Okay, and some really interesting news from T-Mobile. So for those of you who didn't know, I used to work in retail and all that kind of stuff, so this is very interesting to me. If there's one thing T-Mobile wasn't in a lot of stores, it wasn't available at specific Walmarts, and it was never available in Best Buys. That is now going to change. So this is really interesting. T-Mobiles are coming into Best Buys and all Walmarts, basically. So all Walmarts are going to be now phased because Walmart either basically had a Sprint section or they had a T-Mobile section. They typically never had both unless it was a really big store, but now they're getting all of them. Same thing with Best Buys is they never had T-Mobile. They did have Sprint, but not in all of them actually. So now they're going to be coming to those. This is really big because it's really interesting to see how much of an impact this will make. Because I guarantee you, Best Buy and T-Mobile associates will always sell whatever's the better price. And when you have T-Mobile in a store, I can tell you at a Walmart, basically, they used to sell only T-Mobile when they had T-Mobile in there. When they didn't have T-Mobile, then they would sell Verizon and AT&T and Sprint. But if they had a T-Mobile in there, it would basically go all T-Mobile. So it's really big. You're getting over 2,200 Walmarts and over 1,000 Best Buys being involved in this. Also, T-Mobile is going to be heading more into the metro stores that don't have a T-Mobile near them. So this is a really big expansion, and the thing that I really want to emphasize with this is that T-Mobile selling more in these areas is going to cause Verizon and AT&T to panic, and they're going to start lowering prices. And that's awesome. Like, that is awesome because Verizon and AT&T have been on a downturn for a couple of years now. Verizon has not gotten new customers in the thousands for 5 years. How they've added all of their customers is by building up existing family plans and adding free tablets. That is how they've built up all of their customers for over 5 years now. They are having a losing battle badly. And so this getting more and more better competition is going to be really good because it's going to make AT&T get more competitive. It's going to make Verizon get more competitive. And I can't wait for that because I really love the idea. I mean, you already have a T-Mobile plan now called T-Mobile Max where you don't have a data cap. There is no data cap. There's no like, oh, after you hit 20, 40, 50, 60, 80 megabytes for the month, you're done. This is going to be something that I think is going to be really interesting to see. T-Mobile in these stores is going to really kind of do a bit of a shift, and I like that. Not to mention that we're hearing still stuff about Dish and Amazon, so that'll be really good as well. All right, and this was some big news earlier this week, and Apple has officially killed the HomePod. So the original HomePod is no more, and Apple is only going to be selling the HomePod Mini. Basically, the original HomePod, I think, was overpriced. It didn't sell that well, especially when compared to other smart speakers. And the HomePod Mini has sold fairly well. Now, I do still believe Apple has a long way to go to improve Siri to be on the level of Alexa and obviously Google. Not to mention, they need to work with more things. They're still on the back end. I mean, Samsung, Google, and Amazon all work with way more electronics than Apple does right now in terms of smart home technology. So it is surprising. I think it was just because Apple was late to the game. I think they can and definitely could catch up, but they're definitely going to have to give incentives to why do it when the main players and in every smart thing is all about working with two things, and that is Google and Alexa. So very curious to see how that goes. But yeah, I think, and I'm sure this is the same, to be quite honest, with Google Home Max and with the Amazon Echo Show 10 series, because those don't sell as much. However, those are still usually, especially if you get on sales, they were $100 cheaper compared to Apple's offering with the original HomePod. So I think Apple did price themselves a little bit too high in this case, especially for what you got. I think if Siri was on par with Google Assistant in terms of being able to answer questions and was the convenience factor of being able to purchase things like Alexa can, I think then they could have sold. But because Siri is such a downgrade, I think that's where they really hit their issues the most. And then the last bit is the OnePlus 9 Pro. We are hearing, obviously, it's going to be coming shortly. And the one really interesting part is it looks like they're going to not only have, obviously, the charger inside the box, which we now know, but you're also going to get fast wireless charging with them. How fast? Apparently up to 50 watts. So that's really interesting to see. Even if we get 45 watts, I mean, that is faster than almost every other plug-in charger out right now with smartphones in the US. So for it to have that fast of wireless charging is going to be really interesting, and it definitely makes me want to get the OnePlus 9 Pro. I told you guys I've been thinking about buying that one soon, so definitely will be talking about it. So yeah, very curious on that. I wish it did have a 5,000 milliamp battery. It does look like it'll be a 4,500. But again, if they can do what we're hearing right now with the Oppo phone, and that is have a really solid main camera and wide-angle camera, I think it's going to be a hard phone to beat, quite honestly. Very curious to see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think. And are you guys excited for the OnePlus 9 Pro? Alright guys, start asking your questions if you haven't already in the comment section down below, and I will get to it before the end of the show. Howard, you said in your video in the woods the S22 phone might get a better zoom feature. I don't know if I'm thinking a better zoom feature overall. I think I was saying that I would like it to have a better wide-angle camera because it already has really perfected the zoom better than any other smartphone out there. I think I would like to see the zoom do a bit better in low light, and that could definitely be enhanced with a better processing chip. And yeah, I think everything else is pretty solid with the zoom, to be quite honest. I would like to see, again, being able to zoom more in and out with all different camera modes. Especially director's view is one thing that you can't do 60 frames per second, and that's one thing that I really would want to see for sure on the next one. Note 20 FE. So there's been no word on the notes. It's been very quiet. Again, the president of Samsung was the one who did want the note out the most, and he's in jail now. So it's very curious to see what will happen with that. I think the feedback has definitely been that we want a Note, but if the Galaxy Fold has an S Pen, that might take the place of the Plus or Ultra side of it. And then you could basically, of course, have a regular Note around the $1,000 price range, or an FE maybe around the $800 price range. I think those two would do well, but there's been no updates on that for a couple weeks now. What's new on the Note 21 Ultra or Note 21? Again, nothing new yet. It may be new, but can you give an aftermarket ultra wideband car starter? The car key that works with the S21. The ultra wideband, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that yet being a new feature. I think what BMW and certain ones are able to do that. You have even, what's it called? Disney that just implemented it with iPhones on the iPhone 12, and I believe 11 can do that too, and I'm sure Samsung will be the next one to follow since they have a lot of partnerships with Disney. So yeah, I could definitely see those getting more and more. As of right now, though, not sure how much that will really take off. It hasn't been a technology that a lot of people have utilized right now, but ultra wideband basically is a newer technology. We'll see how many cars really start using it, and I think it's a great technology, but I don't know how much I would trust an aftermarket one just because I don't know how much it can be hacked yet. Thinking about buying the Fold 2, do you think the trade-in will be good for the Fold 3, or should I wait for the Fold 3? I think the trade-in for the Fold 2 would be about $900 to $1,000 trade-in value. So that is how much the Fold 1 gave you for the Fold 2, so you have to imagine it would be around the same amount. So yeah, if you're trading in the Fold 2, I would assume you're going to get $1,000 from it. I actually did use a site quite recently called It's Worth More, I think it's called. Let me check. It's Worth More. Yeah, so I used this website, it's worthmore.com, and I got 1,100 for my Fold 2. I thought that was a really good price, so I took it, and it was seamless, to be quite honest. It was really able to just sell it, and it was just they zeal you the money or Zelle you the money, and also they can you can do it through a check or anything like that. But the fact that it worked through Zelle, I was just like, this is awesome, because it just gave them my email for it, and they got it, approved it, and I got my money all within basically 3 days time. So it was really quick, and I just like that you didn't have to hassle try to selling to anyone or anything like that. It was a really great experience. They seem to sell other electronics too, like laptops, iMac Surfaces, tablets, iPhones, Samsung phones. So yeah, they don't typically do other brands though. So I noticed that, like, I tried to see if I could sell my Red Magic phone there, and they didn't have that one. So yeah. Let's see. Hope you had a great time at the cabin, by the way. Hoping 5G connection didn't drive you crazy. Yeah, the 5 tree, not 5G connection, was not that good for sure. The uploading was just so slow. But I mean, I understand it's a small town. I don't think it was the cabin we stayed at. I'm pretty sure internet was slower there throughout there. I did notice though, like it's so coming from Los Angeles, right? Coming from Los Angeles, it's always different to me going to a small town because I am so spoiled here with so many different kinds of food places, so many different places of the same kind of food. Like if I want Mexican food, there's like about 20 places near me. And also I can get like specific Latin food, like Salvadorian, specifically of everything, You don't have to get, if you want Asian food, you can get Chinese food, sushi, Thai, all these different ones that you just have so much plethora of in Los Angeles. So when I go to a small town, it's always interesting because there's the one pizza place, there's the one burger place, the one sandwich place, the one like, so it's just like it's very different, let's just say, and it was so interesting to me. It's always something that it's always fun to go someplace and then you appreciate the things you have even more. Love the show as always. What's your favorite tech for the car? Ooh, I have really liked wireless charging mounts in a car. So like I can actually just wirelessly charge my phone, just put it on there, and it's wirelessly charging. So I do like that. That's an aftermarket feature. I also do like Android Auto, but my car I have to plug in wired. I really do wish that I would get what I had with my last car, which was Pioneer and wireless Android Auto. That's a really cool feature that I think definitely needs to be in more cars. I think it is going to become more common, but it's something that I really, really think that it should happen more in cars. Wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, I think is a really great tech to have for sure. And it's something that it's one thing why I don't know if I would ever get a Tesla, because they don't have Android Auto, and that's really, I don't know, like you need it. What happened to Galaxy Home? Galaxy Home doesn't exist. It never has existed. It was a pipe dream. No. I think, to be quite honest, Samsung might make a Google Home speaker. But I think basically what happened is Bixby wasn't capable of doing as much as they thought it might be. And two, that deal with Google to make Google more standard, getting rid of the Bixby button, getting rid of all these kind of things, getting rid of the Bixby Home, all of that kind of stuff also probably extended to Samsung getting to the smart home speaker market, where Google has only grown over the past few years and probably didn't want more competition in there. Don't panic, don't panic. I'll try not to, James. I'll try not to. That is interesting. T-Mobile and Walmart. Yeah, I think that's going to be really impactful. Again, I think that's something that we're going to see have a big difference. Them getting into it for sure. Ding dong, HomePod's dead. I mean, no. The fold phones, as they can't be replaced, the Note, not yet durable as the Note. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think the folds can replace the Note. I will say that I am surprised of the amount that we're hearing that the new foldable device will have the same cameras as the S21 Ultra. I did not think they would be able to do that. Them having that fixes my biggest issue with the Fold 2. My biggest issue with the Fold 2 was the downgrade in cameras coming from the Note 20 Ultra. So I really do hope if they can do this, that will be great, and I will be really happy with that. But we'll have to wait and see if that's something they really will do. Let's see. I'm on the fence on getting a notebook. I need an Ultrabook, but good enough hardware to last a bit. What do you think about the Lenovo Yoga S740? I'm in Brazil, so options are limited. Let me see what this device is. S740, are you talking about the 14-inch or the 15-inch? I see two different versions, so let me know that. And let me look at this one really quick. Okay. I'm guessing it's available where you live. It is already discontinued here. So let's see though if we can get, what's the tech specs? Okay. So, has an i5 or an i7. MX250 is not bad. 1080p or 4K display. 14-inch. Up to 1 terabyte. Where is the RAM? 16 gig solid state. What do you plan on doing with it? I think is always the most important question. This is definitely not made for anything past photo editing, and obviously not really for gaming. So as an Ultrabook though, overall it seems pretty good, pretty well off. Up to a 15-hour battery life, so you have to imagine it's around 10 in actuality. But yeah, I mean, I don't see anything too bad with it or anything. Nothing stands out so much. So I would say what's the price is the real probably thing that I would say is the most thing I'm looking at. Like, what is the price for it that you're getting it for? All right. If there's no Note, can the S Phone with the S Pen be a good alternative? I mean, I use my S Pen on here, so I definitely do. I have the case with the S Pen. I don't really like this case that much compared to others, but I put this kickstand on here, which does alleviate a lot of my stress about not having a kickstand case, and I do like the fact that I can just really easily and quickly use my S Pen. I do use it from time to time, so I like that ability to be able to do that. But yeah, it's a good way to always just have it there. Is it as good? No, I don't like how wide it makes the phone. I do find it a little bit too wide. It's funny enough, it's about as wide as a little bit wider than an iPhone, which is normally the wider, and this one's the taller one in comparison. So yeah, that's just one thing I noticed. Do you think the S22 will have an under-display camera? Yes, I do think the S22 will have the underneath display camera that was pushed back a year because of the pandemic. And it's already getting to be apparently that Samsung is having a hard time producing the S21 series at this point now because of Qualcomm having a processor shortage. And that is one of the big reasons Samsung is again building their processor plant in Texas because they can't have a shortage, right? So if they have their own factory, before it was a cost thing, it was going to cost too much to build it over here, but now it basically is costing them money not to have it. So yeah. Um, yeah, a bit more limited in a smaller town, definitely, definitely. Okay, hold on. Let me see the specific model you're telling me about for the Lenovo. Got it. Light gaming, hooking up an external graphics card. Well, an external graphics card will definitely alleviate a lot of the stress from it. So, and this is going to have it. I I will say you might want to end up replacing the storage if you end up putting a lot of games on here because it only has 256 gigs. It's 8 gigs of RAM too. How much are you getting it for? I don't like that it's 8 gigs of RAM. For what you're doing, it seems like 8 gigs is already too little. But that's just my opinion. Kickstand on the S20 Ultra with S Pen. Yep, that is what I have. If you haven't checked out our last video on this case and the Spigen case, I showed that I have this case and this kickstand. Both links are in that video. And that's, just one way I can just set it up like this or set it up like this. And I really do appreciate that. So yes, this is with kickstand and S Pen. It's modded it doesn't come with it. Thanks, Ricky. It's $1,000 here. For $1,000, it seems too expensive, man. I'm just I get it. It might be like higher price there than here, but 8 gigs of RAM. I would never recommend personally anyone get a laptop with less than 16 gigs of RAM if you're planning on doing anything more than Word and internet automatically. As soon as you add one thing to that, I don't care what that one thing is, if you add one thing to that, you need more RAM. You need more than 8 gigs of RAM. So that's just my opinion. I would definitely check around to see what else there is available for 16 gigs. Hey, thanks for the support, M. Cooper, for the super chat donation. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for all you do. Thank you again for all you guys supporting me, and I do appreciate it a lot. Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, we are expecting that within the next 2 months. Basically, April or May is going to be the next Samsung Unpacked that's going to reveal the flips. So those will probably be coming around that time. I'm very curious to see how much it'll be, but that's when we're getting the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Galaxy Watch Active 4. We are apparently getting both, which I find kind of interesting. And quite frankly, I would just make the Galaxy Watch the bigger one and the Galaxy Watch Active the smaller one. I think that is just a better way to go about it, but we'll have to see and wait and see what they do. I don't know. I don't see that many people wanting the smaller version of the Galaxy Watch, and I don't see that many people buying the bigger version of the Galaxy Watch Active if there's a watch version up at the same price. So that's just from what I've seen in terms of what people have wanted. When they ask me about buying a smartwatch, that's what I've seen. I forget if there was one Galaxy Watch, one Samsung smartwatch with a Wear OS. I don't think there ever has been. They were going to release one, and then it got canceled. That's the only one I remember. But that's the only one I can think of. But as what we talked about, I think it is going to have Tizen with Google Assistant and with Google Maps. So I do not think it's going completely Wear OS. I know there was rumors about that, but it doesn't seem as likely because Wear OS is a syncing ship. And you know, even Google, we'll have to wait and see what Google does with Fitbit now that they own it. But it just, Wear OS is so bad in comparison to Tizen on watches that I really think that they have to do better before moving to it. You think they should add more storage to Samsung phones, like 256 gig start? Yeah, I have said that. I think 256 gig should be the starting if you don't have an SD card. I think that would be the compromise if Samsung wants to keep SD cards off of flagships. I do think it's okay. I know it's not popular. I know it's not popular. I do think it's okay if 256 gig is the starting, and then you have an upgrade of 512 and even a terabyte. And I think that is more of an ease, and it makes it a easier transition. I myself, you know, I had to get the 512 version because I almost maxed out my 256 gig on the Fold 2. So for me, yeah, I definitely think it is needed for sure. Um, I wonder if the snow in Texas may have slowed down the process for production. No, that it's being built, so it's not yet built. Samsung was working. They had like basically they bought the land and they did the preliminary stuff, but then they canceled their plans to actually build a processor plant this year. So just 2 months ago now, they decided they are going to actually build it. They're going to go start back on constructing it. So it's not even built yet. So no, it's not that it was slowed down production. That it hasn't been made yet. Production just has been slow because everything has a shortage right now in China. All of the plants that make the CPUs and GPUs are really strained right now, including Qualcomm, including Nvidia, including AMD. So they're all really strained, right, including Intel as well. Um, you think they should? Oh yeah, sorry. My Tab S6 finally got the One UI 3.1 update. Nice. That's really good. And again, it's good seeing more updates come to Samsung tablets. I really love my Tab S7's new feature. If you didn't see the video I put up yesterday, second screen on my tablet is a really cool feature. It's one I know I'm going to use so much when traveling again because I love the idea of having it as a second screen when I need it. It's such an awesome feature. Hey, Luca, thanks so much for the super chat donation. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for your feedback. With the budget of 1,500, what would be your advice? It's hard to say that because obviously I don't know what the computers are in Brazil. Um, I mean, like I could look on Amazon and just see what's available, but it's just obviously again it depends on what you're looking for. Um, Laptop, Ultrabook. Let's do Ultrabook. Okay, so Ultrabook. But again, this is something that I'm getting from here, and so the prices will obviously be different. And I'm guessing you're looking for lightweight, so I'm only going to pick 13-inch and 14-inch. Uh, and you're looking for probably to leave money over for a GPU. Hmm. Let's see. We want either. Unfortunately, it is going to take a little bit longer. Luca, do me a favor. Send me a message on Twitter after this, or email me, and I'll take a look at it. So yeah, it'll just take a little bit longer than I want. But thank you so much for the super chat donation, and I will try to find something for you, be it Amazon or Best Buy. I can look that up for you. What is the best micro SD card reader in place of the SD on the. Oh, what is the best micro SD card reader in place of the SD on the S21 Ultra? Do you mean? Oh, so you're talking about like an SD card reader for. Um, Dang it! I put that in my backpack. Wait, let me see if I have it right here. Because I did just get a new one. Headphones. Nope, don't know what happened to it. I did just get a new SD card reader. Let me see if I can get this. Orders, reader. So this one connects through Type-C and it can do regular SD cards and micro SD cards, and it's only 13 bucks. So I just put it in the chat right now. It is an Anchor one. And again, it connects through Type-C and it can read micro SD and regular SD. It's 13 bucks. It's awesome. Let's see. Your prediction for the March 23 Apple announcement, please. Let's see. My prediction for it, I think that we're going to get the Apple tags. I think we're going to get new iPads and probably the iMac Pro, since that one just discontinued. But those are the ones that I predict. I don't think we're going to get new laptops till June. Could be wrong. But I think that's when we're going to get the new laptops, probably June or the later event in October. But I think this one's going to really be highlighted more on iPads. Curious to see what happens, but yeah, that's what I believe we're going to get. Hello, Carolyn, how are you doing? But yeah, that's what I believe we're going to get for the Apple announcement. All right, guys, if you have any other questions, fire them in the comment section down below. I do have an announcement that will be later this week. We are going to be adding a couple of things and telling you the reason why. So stay tuned for that. Later on this week, I do have a couple announcements that we'll go over. And yeah, some pretty fun things. One, I'll just let you know, will be a new channel. So yeah, so trying to do some interesting stuff. Do you think they are going to come out with new notes? Well, again, we've commented on this before. The whole thing was the president of Samsung was against doing a new note. He went to jail in January. So whether we're going to get new notes now was basically up in the air because he was the main person that didn't want it, and obviously have different leadership now. So we'll have to wait and see, kind of thing. Overall, will we? We haven't had any rumors. We haven't had anything suggested. I think at best, I don't think we're going to get an Ultra anymore. I think if we do get a new Note, it would be a Note regular, meaning that it will be on par with like being a little bit better than the S21 or S21 Plus at around $1,000. And then I think we're going to get possibly a Note 21 FE, which would be maybe around $800-900. So that's what I expect to see. Will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. The rumors will be more definitive closer we get to June, but we still have the Z Flip 3 that's going to come either in April or May, so that's going to be coming out before then. The Galaxy Watch 4s that's going to be coming out during that same event, and possibly even the smart glasses, which I am so excited for. Like, you guys have no idea. I am more excited for the glasses than I am any other phone this year. I'm good with this one. I have no real complaints about this phone, the S21 Ultra. I don't have anything like, oh, I can't wait till I get this or this. I'm okay, honestly. This phone, I could see having for the rest of the year and being fine with it. Now, does that mean this will be the best phone of the year? Well, if this is the first year without a Note, it's definitely a contender. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really care about the Snapdragon 888 Plus that could come out the second half of this year. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking for. The mainstream movie guy resurgence? No, not at least yet for that one. Although it is kind of curious because there is more movies coming out now. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot of them, so not something I would be against, but it just takes time to build up a new channel for sure. Have you done a video on the One UI on the One U1 on the Tab 7? No, I didn't. I don't think that much has changed for me personally looking at it. I think the biggest difference has obviously been the second screen capability, and that I did do a video on and how to set it up and how to do everything for it. But for me at least, I don't feel like there was a big enough change to warrant another video for the Tab S7 Plus. I mean, get the S8 in 2021. The biggest thing I would say is the price. I mean, I would want that for like $100 or $200. And at that price, you might be better off getting something like a Pixel 4a when it goes on sale. I mean, normal price is $350, so it's not that expensive to begin with. But I mean, it can go on sale for as cheap as $250, and then that would be a way better deal than getting an S8 that's only $200 or something like that, and you would get a way better camera. So no, I would say you're better off getting an A series phone than an S8 at this point, to be quite honest. Maybe an S10, I would say, yes, is good to get in 2021. But getting a phone that's older than 2 years is not something I would probably recommend. I would probably recommend more getting a mid-ranger at that point. Thoughts on the new Samsung TVs? So interesting you bring that up because I was honestly thinking about getting one. I do have some expenses coming up with fixing the AC in the house. We're going to see how much insurance will cover for it, so have to see all that, right? But after that, you know, I have a Samsung credit card I can do payments on. And Samsung does have this new plan, which I like, which if you get a new TV, you can actually trade it in for a discount when after 2 years. So I think that's a really cool program. I get a new TV every 3 to 4 years, so if I have an incentive to get it every 2 years, I'm all for that. So I will probably sell my TV at that point, right? And I got my TV in 2018, so it's going to be 3 years now. I got it at the end of the year, and it was the first QLED TV I'd gotten. Really was a lot brighter. I like that because when the blinds are open, it doesn't affect the screen as much as my old TV did. So I am looking at either getting the entry-level QLED, which I got last time, but the 70T compared to the 60T, that's the entry-level versus the one above that, has the faster refresh rate for gaming consoles. So I figured since I have a PS5, I should at least get the 70T. So that's what I'm looking at right now. However, of course, since I am doing financing, should I go up to the top Samsung TV, which are the Neo TVs? So the Neo TVs are the ones that have mini LED technology, which is going to be much better. The only downside to that is it is brand new, but they've gotten bad reviews so far. So I'm cautious on that right now. People are complaining that it's too bright, which I'm kind of like, do you not know how to tweak the settings? That's my first thought. And you know, obviously it has the potential to be a lot brighter. But obviously you can change the settings and have it perfectly fine. So that's the thing I'm kind of really seeing more right now. But yeah, the Neo TVs I'm very interested in because it would be, you know, having the latest and greatest technology currently before micro LED comes out. So having a mini LEDs is very enticing to me, but I do like a lot of the new things that Samsung TVs offer. I love the one thing I'm really interested in is the smart audio, because having a surround sound system is great, but the one thing I will say that is kind of a downside of it is when you go through action scenes and talking, it's really annoying because I constantly have had to turn the volume up and then turn the volume down because I don't want it too loud during the action scenes and I don't want the voice to be not able to hear them during the regular scenes. So new Samsung TVs have something called Smart Audio, which actually does correct that. Basically, it makes it so the voice is amped up when it needs to be, but then your overall setting is going to be at a what your explosions kind of are. So that is something that I'm looking forward to for sure. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the new Samsung TVs. Oh, I almost forgot. How has daylight saving time treated you? Fine to be quite honest. No issues. It was Sunday, so I decided to take a nap during the middle of the day, so that might have been kind of what helped me. But yeah. When are the new Scouter from Capsule Corp? Yeah, I wish those will be coming out. I mean, the Samsung Glass is coming out. If I knew how to develop an app, that is the first thing I would develop. I want to develop a Scouter app for for the Glass. But yes, thank you for reminding me. Of course, 51st Date Questions is an app that I made. It's available in the Google Store and the Apple App Store. Please go ahead and get it. It's a really great app that is great on a first date or great when you're spending the night in with your significant other and want to see what's on their mind and what do they see going on in the next couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years. 51st Date Questions, get it now, and it's pretty fun. Oops. Keep me, don't take that off. All right. Let's see. I re- I really love those smart glasses. I'm wearing glasses. Yeah, and I wear glasses too. It might make me wear my own glasses. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We got a spammer. Sorry. Sorry about that. I had a little spammer. Let's see. For everyday phone, would you pick the S21 Ultra over the Fold 2? Yes, definitely. It has a better battery life and better camera, and for everyday phones, that's the biggest importance, I would say. Is the Fold 2 nice and sleek and awesome? Yes. But overall, would I pick that? Yeah, I would. Well, it has Snapdragon 835 in it. Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand that. But the Snapdragon 835 compared to the Snapdragon 7, what is it, 732 or 733? I forget what the current the current Snapdragon mid-range chip is, but honestly, it's not too much of a difference. So I would still, again, just for the support and the security updates, I would still get something more modern than that. Again, that's my advice, not for everyone. Yes, the kitchen was done for sure. But yeah, the AC needs to be done before the summertime. Nokia 800 Tough Mobile, your country. I don't know. I don't know of any Nokias to be quite honest. So 800 Tough. Yeah, I have not reviewed a Nokia phone in forever. Oh, it's like a yeah, it's one of those smart feature phones. We reviewed one from TCL or Alcatel, I think, at the time. But yeah, this phone is basically like it. It's a feature phone, but it has Google Assistants on there and that kind of stuff on there. You have a Switch in your household, and the new Crash Bandicoot game. I do have a Switch. I do own the Nintendo Switch, waiting for the new Pro if it does finally come out this year. And I have the Crash Bandicoot game, but I do have that on my PS5. Best wireless headphones that are not AirPods nor Samsungs. Do you mean, you said AirPods, so I'm guessing you mean in-ear? In-ear, again, my go-to. And look, I have like 3 of them right here. So I have 3 literally in front of me. One is in my pocket, so let me get that one. Google Pixel Buds, Samsung Pros, and the Jabra 85T. These are them. Again, these are the best ones. I always say it. They're perfect in pretty much everything I need. Best call quality. I'm able to take phone calls on these no problem, and I love that. These are the best mics for a phone call, and that's something that you don't think is really necessary until you use it. The Pros, the AirPod Pros are closer to, or sorry, the Galaxy Bud Pros are as comparable to the Apple AirPod Pros in terms of call quality. Sound is good on these, but again, you said no Samsung, so I would say Jabra is easily my go-to pick. If you're looking for around $100, then I would go with the Soundcore headphones. I got the, what was it, the Liberty Air 2 Pros. It was a long name. We reviewed them on the channel recently. Check them out. I think it was the review was about 2 months ago. But those are really good. They were just announced at CES, and they really are good quality. My wife took them from me. She loves them. She liked them a lot better than the Galaxy Buds Live, and these are way cheaper. So those are really good to go with. Let me see if I can find it, because again, it was a really weird name. Soundcore Liberty 2 Air Pros. I think this was it. Yeah, so these are $129. They're not on sale right now. They do go on sale, so you might want to wait till there is a sale. But they're normally $129, and they do go on sale for sure. And these are some really good ones. That is the link for the Soundcore Liberty 2 Air Pros. And now let me give you the link for the Jabra. Now the Jabra are the best, I would say, but again, they are more. Their normal price is $229. Again, they do go on sale probably every a month or 2 months, so those would be another ones to look at, but they are definitely more expensive. They definitely have discounts on the 75Ts too, which are smaller. They are, so 85T, 75T. So smaller, and still good quality, but I would definitely say the 85T definitely improved the phone quality. The 75T I would actually say had better bass. And so let me see how much the 75Ts are right now. So if you get the 75Ts, those are down to only $129. So not a bad price, and those are really good. So yeah. Hey Ricky, do you know if the OnePlus 9 series will have Google Stock dollar app? And the message. What do you mean by dollar app? I'm not sure what you mean by the dollar app. It will have, I think, messages as a standard app. But again, I don't have it, and I don't have anyone on the inside with OnePlus anymore. So I'm not sure about that. So yeah. Sent the Buds Pro back. Didn't like the fit. Did you try the different ear tips? I always have to go with the smaller ear tips for Samsung stuff. But I understand, my wife's ears didn't fit the Galaxy Buds Live. So sometimes they just don't fit. Will Google Assistant be on the new Samsung TVs? Yes, Google Assistant is on the new Samsung TVs, along with Alexa too. So you can program which one you want. So yeah, that is on there, and that's another feature that I would love to see and have, definitely. All right, I think that's everything, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions, but I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we do have some big announcements coming this week. Some changes, not changes, but additions to the channel. And also other venues that I'm going to be starting. So should be interesting, should be kind of stuff, and I will tell you why all of that's happening. Probably get the Jabra 85. Yeah, again, if you want the best, I I do really love the Jabra 85s. They really fit in my ear very well. So yeah. Maybe stock collar app. Maybe that's what you meant. But yeah. Have you seen these Amazon auto photo backup charging Quibi photo storage? Let's see if it's the one that I bought. Oh, interesting. Okay, so huh. I would have to look at these. I don't know. I would have to look into this more because so it is a backup storage, but oh, so you plug your charger into it. So let me show you guys just what they're talking about here. So with this thing, basically, you put a SD card in there, right? And it has its own storage, it looks like, too. Or does it? Or it's just an SD card? No, I think it just comes with an SD card. So basically what you do is you plug in, it goes in between your USB adapter and that, which obviously might slow down your charging. But it'll back up while doing it. That is an interesting concept. I just bought this thing today on Best Buy, and it was like a terabyte NAS for like 40 bucks. Let me find that real quick because that was a really good price. And I don't know the quality of it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to review it to tell you the quality of it. But it looks like, something that could have, gone out of stock or something kind of like a blowout clearance thing. It was one of the deals of the day. And it was available on Best Buy as well as Amazon. So let me check to see if it still is on Amazon. Biggs, thank you so much for the super chat donation. So it sold out on Amazon. It is still available from Best Buy, so let me get you guys a link for that. It will be an affiliate link, so that's why it's just taking a few seconds. But this is a great deal. If you guys want to get a deal right now, this is one I would strongly recommend. 40 bucks for a terabyte is insanely good. So this is the deal, and let me show you guys what it is. So this basically is a terabyte storage that can connect to your router. So you just connect it through USB to your router, and then basically, or it just can connect through Wi-Fi, sorry. But you can connect it directly to your computer through USB too. And basically this is just going to back up everything. So if you are concerned right now about how you're going to back up your photos and videos, this is one to get right now. So definitely something I would recommend getting for sure. Actually, I like it so much that I just even sent it to my wife because I was just realizing like this is actually something that she could. Her sister was asking what is something that she could use right now to actually get it. All her photos and videos backed up now that Google Photos is going away. This is a terabyte for 40 bucks. You're not going to really find a better deal than that. Do you know if any Verizon phones that will still have micro SD card storage? Um, to be honest, it's hard. Samsung was really one of the only ones left. Um, LG obviously still is another contender, but they don't really. I don't know how many high end phones they have at Verizon. I think they do have the Velvet there, but yeah, nothing. Try the link again. Not clickable. Got it. Hold on one second. Ah, I don't know why it's not clickable. I just. Oh, let me just. There you go. That should work. See? But yeah, really good. I mean, again, it's on clearance, so in terms of, maybe accessing it online, that might not be something you're going to get to do anymore, if it's on clearance or something like that. But no matter what, it's a terabyte storage that's connected to your Wi Fi. Awesome. Like, so definitely, I would recommend anyone buying this right now. Which new phones for Verizon has a micro SD card that you would recommend? Again, I just don't know. I haven't had Verizon for a very long time, so I don't know what phones they have. You could obviously still get last year's S20 series. So I would get the S20 or S20 Plus. I would not get the S20 Ultra. That was a mess. The Note series are great. So the Note 20 was okay. The Note 21 Ultra was a great phone. So the best phone you can get right now with the micro SD card for Verizon would probably be the Note 20 Ultra. And if you want a lower price one, the S20 FE would be a great phone to get. So those are the ones off the top of my head. All right. If SanDisk makes theirs into a stand rather than lay flat, I would get it. No, yeah, I totally understand. SanDisk is a thing. I think I said this earlier, but I did want to see. Oh, did winner get announced for SanDisk device? Yeah, it's done by a third party, but I saw them email the winner. So I could check to see what the winner's name is. But yeah, since they sponsored it, they're handling all of it. They did CC me on the email though. So let's see. Oh, hey Lucas, sorry I didn't get back to your email. Just seeing it right now. Um, uh, Vito, Vito won. So congratulations, Vito. You are the winner for the SanDisk wireless charger giveaway. But yeah. Oh yeah. So I was saying thank you, Biggs, for your super chat donation. Really do appreciate that. Sorry if I didn't say that earlier. I was answering a bunch of questions, so thank you so much for that super chat donation, though, as always. Um, and I think that's it. So yeah, that will be it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any other thoughts in the comments section down below. It'd be great if they made their TVs Samsung FE TVs. Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, I hope to work more with TCL this year too, though, and they have some amazing TVs. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how that's going to go, but definitely we'll try to work with TCL to get more affordable TVs in the mix as well. All right, guys. Thank you as always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me.